Hello, this is Dr. Rahman Ali, and in this tutorial, we are trying to understand how we could implement different types of keys. This is the topic from Relational Data Model, chapter number 3 of the course Introduction to Database System. Uh, in our last tutorial, we discussed different types of keys: super, candidate, primary, alternate, foreign, composite key with the example, and you can find their detail from the video tutorial. Now we are going to implement them in the relational database management system, and for the implementation we are taking this example of a student table, student who is taking enrollment in different courses. In the student table, we have student ID, CNIC, email, and phone number, which are all the four are unique and can act as the candidate key, out of which we select one. Student ID is the primary key, and the remaining three, CNIC, email, and phone number, becomes the candidate key, the alternate key. And student ID, which is the primary key of the student table, has been used in the enrollment table and act as the foreign key. But the enrollment table, student ID, course ID, and semester ID, these three could be combined into the primary key. But if here in this example with this data, if we take student ID and course ID combined together, they can also act as a composite key. Now we are going to take these tables in this data and explain how they could be implemented when we are building, creating databases in relational database management system. Different relational database management systems can be used, and we are starting the very simple uh, MS Access, and then the same will be done in MySQL as well. So here I have created enrollment student enrollment database, and from this student enrollment database uh, that I have created here, I will copy this data. Already I have this data in an Excel sheet. I will copy this data and will directly paste as a table here to save the time, and will update its name to the student from the sheet 1. And when I will open it, you can see that this is student ID, CNIC, text number. This is the data type has already been detected. But here in this case, no primary key and alternate keys has been set. So let first copy the data for the second table, which is enrollment table, and paste it here. I pasted it here, and let's rename this sheet as enrollment. And again, if I open this enrollment in design view, all the attributes has been loaded and data types have been assigned to them. Now, as we are implementing the keys, so I'm starting from the student table, and in the student table, no primary key has been selected, as we already discussed that the student ID, the CNIC, email, and phone number all are unique and can be used as primary key. So these are the all are alternate candidates key, but out of this candidate key I am selecting this student ID. I will click here and then will click on the primary key icon, and this has been selected as a primary key. how we can implement the remaining alternate key, CNIC, email, and phone number, and Microsoft Access. We can implement them with the index value, index property. So I will click here, and in the property, I will come here and click on this index, and out of index I have two options that yes, it could be you should index it uh, with no duplicate value. And similarly I will do this for the email as well, and for the phone number as well. So this is how I could implement the primary key and candidate key. Now let's save this table, and now open the enrollment table and set the primary key and foreign key here. Here in this table, student ID cannot act as a primary key because it can have duplicate value. There could be many students who could be enrolled in different courses. So, and there could be different courses, same course in which different student will have to be enrolled. So, neither course ID nor student ID alone can act as the primary key. So I have to select these two as the composite key, and combined together it will act as composite key. And semester ID, semester attribute can also be added is a composite key, but the data that we have used in that case, these two can act as the primary key. Now in this case, this student ID is actually the primary key of the student table. So when the primary key of student table has been used here in this enrollment table, here it acts as the foreign key, and both together act as the primary key for this table. Now if you want to keep this semester as uh, in as the alternate key, you can do the same as come to the index, and in index you need to select the uh, yes, no duplicate. Now save it. Okay. uh, Now when I will close this one, this one error message has been generated, but let's see what could be. It says that duplicate value will be generated. So but in this case no duplicate value are there, but to be on the safe side, let's make it all the three. If there is any duplicate value inside this, we update it, and most probably here no duplicate message error, but again it's us give me the same error. Now let's go and check it. uh, Create the relationship for both the table enrollment. I add the enrollment here, and I add the student table here, and I want to create the foreign key. This student ID is the primary key of the student table, and this has been used here, and this enrollment which act as a foreign key. Now I will connect them with this one and enforce referential integrity consent. Now this is the foreign key has been created for this table. So we have learned primary key, foreign key, composite key, and alternate key implementation in Microsoft Access. Now I'm going to do the same process in MS MySQL. So for MySQL, I have to go and open MySQL workbench. Its loading will take a little time. Now here I will connect to my local instance. Now MySQL is loaded. Now I am going to create these tables. So I will open MySQL editor, and here I will create the student table and will create the enrollment table. So to save this time, I have already written the script, and in the script first I am going to create the database. So first I'm going to create schema student enrollment database and when I will run it, execute it, it has created one database for me, student enrollment DB, and I will use sorry I'm going to use this database to make it my active database. Yeah, and now if you want, I can see it here. Now student enrollment DB is created and no table has been created so far. I am going to create the student table, and as I have already created the script, so I will copy paste it here to save the time. Create table student ID, CNIC, email, phone number, and for example ST name and city, but no primary key has been set it. So here the primary key for this could be this student ID is my primary key, and I will set it as uh, primary key. Just in front of it I will write the primary key, and CNIC is my CNIC is my alternate key, email is my alternate key, and phone number is my alternate key. So alternate key in MySQL could be implemented with the with the constraint unique. So when I write unique in front of it, it tells the DBMS that the value of these could be unique, should be unique, and unique means that they are also can also be used as the alternate key. So this is how we could implement primary key and alternate key in MySQL. I will run this one, yes, and when I will show the tables, when I will refresh this database. Now you can see here that student enrollment DB has one table student, and these are the attributes of this student table. Now if I want to add data to this table, I have already created the insert script, and this insert script can directly add data to this table, insert into student values, and in the same sequence in which these attributes are there, student ID is 1, CNIC 111, email, and then phone number and name and city. And now I will execute this script. Yes, and when I executed it and I refresh it, here I can show the data has been added, and if I want to see this data, I can use the select asterisk from student, and when I will execute it, yes, this is the data that has been added to this uh, table. Now let's go and create another table, the enrollment table. In the case of enrollment table, I already have the script, but let me explain one thing more, that the mm, enrollment, for the enrollment table, I have taken this, written the script, and I am copying this script over here. Yes, this is the script. Okay, create table enrollment, student id, course id, semester, and grade. But here, now, as my primary key is composed of these two attributes, so I cannot write in front of it as primary key and primary key. Here I will be using table level constraint, primary key, and inside the bracket I will use these two attributes separated with comma. Now this is my primary key, but as we already discussed that this student id is my foreign key, because this is actually the primary key of the student table. So how I could write the foreign key? So for foreign key, and what is my foreign key? Student id is my foreign key, which references to uh, student table, and inside the student table it refers to its student id. So this is how I could add the foreign key within a table. Yes, and then I will close my script with the semicolon and will run this. And when I will run it, yes, this table has also been created, and now I will add data to this. So I have, for saving the time, I have created the script for adding data. I will copy that and will run it, and you can see that all the values have been added. And if I want to check that value has been added to it or not, so select asterisk from uh, table enrollment, mean provide me all those records from the enrollment table value. Yes, so this is how primary key and foreign key could be implemented, and also the alternate key could be implemented in MySQL. One thing which we have not yet discussed, that is the secondary key. So secondary key is the key whose value could be duplicate. So for secondary key, we need to create the index. So how I could if I say that in this enrollment table, the semester could be repeated, and that could be my secondary key. So secondary key is implemented by creating an index, create index idx underscore semester. So the name of my column, for example, semester, I am going to create semester as my index, and its label is semester. Yes, spelling of create index, index name, and index on the semester. And when I will run it, there is an error. Let me check what is this error. Create index. Oh, this index need to be created on uh, some particular table, because I have missed it, that it should be created and I missed the table name on enrollment, and inside the enrollment on the attribute semester. Run it, and now this index is created, and this index could help us in retrieving the data fastly. When the DBMS will do searching, it will not look for other attributes, but will directly go to this index and will retrieve the data. For example, I am writing select is select grade from enrollment where semester is equal to fall 23. And when I will run this query, oh, there is error. Select grade. What is grade from enrollment where semester is equal to? So let's leave it at this stage, but this is the how we could create the index uh, on the semester. And similarly, uh, we could create index in access as well. I forgot to show you that how we could do that, so let me uh, check that once again. That in MS Access, the secondary key could be implemented using an index with the duplicate value as possible. For example, if I am going to implement the secondary key on this student table, for example, I want to make this name, student name is the secondary key for quick searching. So I will click on this student name, and here in the index there were two values, with duplicate and without duplicate. With duplicate, it shows me, with duplicate it shows me, it tells me that it is secondary key, and with no duplicate it tells me that it is alternate key. So this is how we could implement all the keys in the relational DBMSs, and we have seen all the examples and its real implementation. Thank you.